Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Poetry with Poison. Today, we will be looking at some rather bad poetry, and then we will be looking at good poetry. And then later, I don't know if there is time, I will read some of my works. But that is for later. Do not mind that. You must always focus in the now. Here we have moose. A moose is like a bull on stilts, with a silly kind of head. And if one of them sat on you, you'd probably be dead. They grow to 7 feet in height, or something rather near, and if you threw beer on them, then they would smell of beer. I would applaud, but I am holding my phone with my hand, so you get cheek clapping. Oh, here we have turtle. Last night I saw a turtle. It looked like a grenade. I picked it up and threw it. No explosion was made. Reincarnation sounds like a good one. If reincarnation really is true, not lies made by a deceiver, then why does nobody ever remember a life when they were amoeba? Deceiver, amoeba. Damn. Where are some other rather terrible poems? The bee. A bee flew by and hit my eye yesterday at 12. I wish it had been quicker, as I can't think of anything to rhyme with 12. Ah, a classic. Lamentation for the snail I accidentally stepped upon. Thou dost creep within the night, damp ground and air to aid thy flight. The darkness keepeth thee from sight, while on my lettuce thou dost bite, and drape with slime. But thou hast crept too stealthily, and was not this the death of thee? For though it was too dark to see, a noise could have prevented me from crushing thee last night. That was actually rather good. I won't say how good, but it was good. Oh dear. The ending of the floor has caught me unawares. This must be the reason why I'm falling down the stairs. I totally cannot relate to that. Not at all. Tortoise. Have you ever sniffed a tortoise or tasted one that's fried? Of course, you might have said you did, but then you might have lied. Ah. Dead flies. Dead flies, window currents, once had headaches from misunderstanding of glass. Without buzz, blown away with the breeze, too late the window opened. Black things, crunchy things, silly things, all fetch the vacuum cleaner. These are rather odd. Monkeys. On safari out in Africa when I was just a child, we shot a monkey every day. It used to drive them wild. Hold on. Cut that one out. Please, 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 please. Be more careful. Crunk. Anguished wailing fills the air. Such deep regret caused by a chair. The leg for which I gave no care met with me in painful flash as toe was stubbed. Ouch. I feel that is a good amount of bad poetry. So now we shall look for good poetry. And don't think I had this all set up beforehand. This is all very much impromptu. I suppose I'll go to the Poetry Foundation. Oh my lordy lord. I don't even know what half these words are. Okay, well, it looks like we are going to go forth and look up something different. And by something different, I mean we are going to read Shakespearean poetry. And if I can't find short Shakespearean poems, we will just find famous short poems. Shakespeare. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leash. I'm going to restart that. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. William Shakespeare. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness, but still will keep a bower quiet for us and asleep, full of dreams and health and quiet breathing. John Keats. And those were short poems. And those were really good poems, if I do say so myself, and I do because I'm saying so. But let me see if I can find a Google Drive, because that is where I keep my poetry. Because where else would I keep said poetry? And here we find ourselves at my set of poetry, or whatever you want to call it. Let us go, and it might not be just poetry. Could be literature. Only the educated person will understand. Here we are. I will read this one out. And this is the only one I shall read out. You cried tears of glass. Scars fade as fresh wounds open on your body and soul. Hatred and fear worm their way into your mind as panic creeps ever closer. Betrayal stings your heart as you fall to your death. Your compassion for all others is destroyed in your quest for vengeance against those who have wronged you. But the one who turned on you was yourself. You pushed yourself to the limit, not backing down when you told you so. You blocked off all others in your search for the truth, in your hunt for closure. But in doing so, you forfeited your right to the future. You gave up your life in the hopes that your questions would be answered. That is all they will ever be. Unanswered questions and unwritten answers, marked on pages of glass, fated to be shattered out of stone, along with all your dreams.